Welcome back, everybody. The FTN Bets World Cup betting preview shows concluding here with Group H. Steph, we made it 8 out of 8 groups, but let's go through this one because I think this is one of the more interesting groups, and I'm glad we left it for last. Portugal, you know the big name there, Cristiano Ronaldo, and plenty of other household names for the Portuguese squad, but then Uruguay in here as well. Got some love for them. We'll talk about them. Then Ghana, of course, the 2010 darlings there, right? Their FIFA ranking has dropped considerably since then, and the South Koreans to round out this group. So when you take a look at the Cristiano Ronaldo group here, Steph, how are you feeling about Group H?
Well, I'm praying and hoping that we have a moment in a Uruguay-Ghana game where Luis Suarez is catching the ball in the box with the handball. We just relive that moment.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just start at the bottom, right, with Ghana. I have them projected to finish last in this group. I do think their FIFA ranking is a bit unfavorable for them. They're the lowest ranked team in this World Cup right now, and I think that's not I think that they're not the worst team in this World Cup. Ghana's always had actually pretty decent success in World Cup play. They've always been a difficult out. We've seen them advance and go on a run, right? They almost made it to the semifinals. So unfortunately, I still have them finishing last because I think the South Korean side actually has some talent. I don't think either of those teams are going to leap over Uruguay and Portugal. And I think the real conversation is which of those teams do you think is going to win this group? And I think we're in alignment here, and I'm picking Uruguay to win with Portugal going second. Uruguay's just a really solid team, and they're getting younger, right? Federico Valverde is a dominant midfielder who's in his prime. Who's, I would say, maybe about to be in his true prime, but is essentially in he's a young 20-year-old midfielder who's just one of the best players in the world, who's progressing to become one of the best players in the world. I think this Uruguayan side is better. That said, my player to watch, I'm jumping the gun here a little bit because I want to hear. We're going to get to your prediction too. My player to watch on Portugal actually isn't Cristiano Ronaldo, and maybe I'm a little biased here because I'm a Milanista at heart, but it's Rafael Leao, who's just been incredible in Serie A. He's been great for Milan. I think he's a true candidate to be a breakout star. There's already been rumblings that like the major clubs in the world are after him, ready to put in 100 million euro bids for Milan. And Milan is saying like, no, we want to hold them, and rightfully so because Milan, they're a Champions League team now. They're no longer a joke after a bit of a run. Right. That said, if Leao has a breakout tournament, you're going to see the Man Cities, you're going to see the PSGs, you're going to see the Real Madrids, and Real Madrid's really the big one here who's after him. Place those big bids. So Rafael Leao has a lot to gain financially by playing well in this tournament, and I think he will. He's in really, really good form.
Yeah, I mean, you can't leave out like Cancelo, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. Like this team is still intact, right? And we've seen greatness from this side before. But like you said, I'm with you. Uruguay for me is the team that's going to come out on top of this group. Like maybe I'm a little sentimental here. Last World Cup for Cavani and for Suarez, but then now adding Darwin Nunez to this squad, like they are just going to be so lethal up front, and I can't wait to watch that club. So we'll get to best bets here in a minute, but I don't have too much to add on what you said. I think you covered it. Looking at South Korea though, right? Like if Son is fit, that's how they have a chance to maybe come in and not just get a draw against one of those top two teams in the group, but maybe steal a match. And if they get 3 points against either Uruguay or Portugal, like I don't think that's out of the question. And if that happens, that's where this group gets turned on its head. That being said, I'm still riding with Uruguay to take the group. That's my best bet here, Steph, plus 200. And then Portugal to come in second. I don't think we'll see that type of craziness where South Korea or Ghana, makes another run. But I wouldn't call anybody crazy either for thinking that maybe some of that could happen. How are you? Any other players you want to keep an eye on from this group, or jump into your favorite?
I mean, I'll jump into my best bets, but I'll just mention Cristiano Ronaldo. Right, I mentioned it for Messi. It's probably his last World Cup.
Definitely,
arguably the best player of all time. We're not going to get into that Messi versus Ronaldo debate right now. Maybe we'll save that for another time.
Yeah,
but it's going to be fun to watch Cristiano, whether you think he's washed or not in this in this last World Cup. My best bets, I have a couple. Uruguay to win this group at plus 200. I'm with you there. I also think you can potentially take a long shot with Uruguay. I think they're a dark horse to actually win this tournament at plus 5,000. They're also plus 700 to reach the semis. There's also hedge opportunities that you create. And if you believe in this Uruguay insider, and I think we both do, they're going to be a tough out for any team in the knockout stage. I think they could beat any team in the world, essentially. Yeah. That's not even a hot take. I think everyone would say that. And so I think you're getting some value there. My best bet, though, we're eating a little juice right here, but it's a Group H dual forecast. It's not, so we're not picking exactly the order. We're picking who is advancing, and it'll be Portugal and Uruguay at minus 150 on FanDuel Sportsbook. I think we get some value there. I think that should be closer to minus 200, minus 250. But I do think I agree with you. I think South Korea can potentially throw this group into chaos. They're not a joke of a team. They're in any other group, I would say they are a sneaky team to actually advance. So I'm curious to see what happens and if they actually do create chaos in this group, because they're definitely capable of it.
Yeah, I think you throw South Korea like into Group G, that Brazil group, right? And that's where they would be a little bit more interesting, tougher, I think, for both of us here in Group H. Anything else you want to add in Group H, Steph? Or I guess as a whole, as we close out all 8 groups here on the World Cup betting preview.
No, I'm just excited for the tournament. I mean, I don't want to bring the politics into it at all, because I know there's a lot of people who are maybe potentially boycotting watching this World Cup. I won't be one of them, because I'm a degenerate and I'm going to want to watch all the games and bet on all the games. It's one of my favorite events ever, right? It's awesome. You have this 1 month where you're watching this amazing football, and it's also great where we're based in the U.S. We can all finally root for one team together instead of just arguing about the Nets or the Spurs.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I second all that. Couldn't have said it better myself. So we appreciate everybody tuning in to all these group breakdowns here on the World Cup betting preview. Make sure you stay tuned, though, to ftnbets.com/World Cup. That's where all of our World Cup betting content is going to be throughout the tournament. We're going to have bets, content, Discord conversations every day throughout the event. So if you're not a member yet, you can also go to ftnbets.com/free. You can find a 3-day free trial for FTN Bets there. And then if you like what you see through the trial, promo code FTNTV scrolling right below my head right now, 20% off the FTN Diamond package. If you want to tail any of our bets or find the best value for some of the bets that you want to place yourself, you can head to the FTN Prop Shop. It's at ftnbets.com right there under the Tools tab. Steph, it's been a pleasure. I'm excited to talk World Cup with you throughout the tournament and all our friends here at the FTN Network. So we appreciate you tuning in once again. This has been the FTN Bets World Cup Betting Preview. Appreciate you guys being with us. Till next time, and good luck throughout the tournament.